What's going on, guys? This is Archie here with GPG Gaming, bringing you Throwback Thursday! Now, I am bringing you Michael Jackson's Moonwalker today, and it is based on the 1988 Michael Jackson film Moonwalker, in which Michael Jackson must rescue kidnapped children from the evil Mr. Big. Now, there were several versions that were released of this game, but we're going to focus mainly on the console version, especially the Sega Genesis. Now, it was released for the Mega Drive, the Genesis, and the Master System home video game systems, though the gameplay was completely different from the arcade version. A version was also rated by PEGI for release on Virtual Console, but it never materialized, and it was never specified which version was considered for release. Now, the home console versions of the game were actually based on an evolved version of the home computer version of the game, with gameplay somewhat similar to the Shinobi series. In contrast to the arcade version, which was a three-quarters view shooter fighter type game, the game involved the player controlling the pop star in a quest to save all the kids that had been kidnapped by Mr. Big. Now, in the arcade version, Katie was one of the three types of children who could be rescued, and in the home version, all of the captive children are young blondes termed Katies, although Zeke appears in the end sequence. The game's levels and music were borrowed from the film, though many of the music tracks were taken from Jackson's Thriller album as well, and the player had the ability to destroy enemies by making them dance. In the console game, Michael could become a robot by rescuing a certain child first, and then grabbing a comet that fell from the sky. In the arcade version, Michael became a robot by rescuing his chimp pal Bubbles. The arcade version also had a novel feature of three simultaneous players, each controlling Jackson's character in a different colored smooth criminal outfit. Now, the gameplay is focused on finding children, all of whom resemble Katie from the movie, which are scattered throughout the level, some behind certain objects such as doors. Most of the objects are empty or contain enemies. And in contrast to the arcade version, Michael's moves more closely resemble his trademark dancing moves. For example, the standard attack is a stylized high kick that commonly incorporated into his dance routines. If the player continues to hold the kick button and Michael moves backwards, he performs Michael's signature moonwalk dance move. The player has combination health and ability bar, and one button will allow Michael to spin, being invulnerable in the process. However, the spin move will also slowly lose health. If the spin is held for more than 2 seconds, Michael will throw his hat in a fashion of a boomerang, which will destroy most enemies. The longer the spin move is held, the wider distance that the fedora will cover. If held down long enough, a dance magic scene similar to the arcade version would play, featuring dance moves taken from the film clips of whatever song is being played in the background. Michael can also use magic to slide down banisters and eliminate multiple enemies in the process. In certain levels, a shooting star may appear which temporarily transforms Michael into a cyborg that can attack enemies with various artillery, though cannot collect children. Almost every stage has 3 levels, designated in Super Mario Bros. Fashion as X1, X2, and X3. However, the final level of the Mega Drive Sega Genesis version was a first-person flight sim type battle between Michael and Mr. Big's ship. Now, I don't know if any of you have gotten a chance to play this game, but I played it a whole heck of a lot when I was a kid growing up. Some of you may not be old enough to remember this game, but if you still have a Sega Genesis or have access to a Sega Genesis, go back, play Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. It is a little bit of a blast from the past, and it is quite fun at times. So go check it out. This has been Throwback Thursday. Again, I am your host Archie with GPG Gaming, reminding you all to keep on pwning.